everyone. So my son has a scout camp out tonight and informed me last minute that he has to bring a tinfoil dinner for tonight. So that's when Thrive's going to come to the rescue. So we're going to kind of put something together for a tinfoil dinner. Now, most of you that maybe done tinfoil dinners or don't know a lot about them, you can put them in the tinfoil and then you have to wait for the meat to cook all the way through. Ground beef or chicken especially, you gotta make sure that's cooked all the way through, and you don't want the vegetables to be burned before the chicken is done, and so you sometimes use a cabbage barrier, and you can either eat that or let that burn. But what's awesome about Thrive is that everything is going to be refreshed. We're gonna do that and refresh it all, so everything's gonna be good and ready to go. So all he's doing is warming it up. So we're gonna go ahead and get started there. We're gonna do kind of a beef stew little action here for him tonight. So the first thing I'm gonna do is just kind of pre-soak everything and refresh it. That way he doesn't have to worry about water or anything like that. He can just put it on the fire and warm it up. So the beef dices come just like this. And they're good sized chunks and they're fantastic. So it's just him, but I want to make sure he has plenty of food, and I'm sure there'll be people around him that want to try it too. So we're going to give him a whole cup full of this meat. So I'm going to go ahead and put that one in here in its own. Okay. Alright, and then you can grab whatever ones you want, and that's another beauty of Thrive, that all the vegetables that we have, you can take some of this, some of that, and I didn't chop, I didn't do anything, I let him pick and choose. So we're going to do a little bit of broccoli, nice broccoli pieces here, you gotta be the mom there. And buy all these ingredients and use just a small portion of it. I used just what I need when I needed it. So I'm just gonna add some water. So I'm just gonna set that here. This is what we call the tumbling method. We put a lid on it and we just can shake it around and literally tumble it, and it just makes sure the water is getting all the way through to all of that. So we can just leave this sitting for a little bit. Okay, we're gonna do the same with the meat. If you want to be exact on the water, it's on the back of the can. The cooked beef dices say a half a cup of warm water to 1 cup of beef dices. So that's the exact. I'm kind of a dump and go kind of person. And I'm just going to shake that and get that soaking as well. Okay, so while those are refreshing there, we're going to go ahead and cook potatoes to the instructions on the can, because we want them soft. Now these particular potatoes that we carry are the potato chunks. Okay, so I boiled my potatoes. I added them to my vegetables here. So if you want to look at that, just stirring it all in. There was just a little bit of water that either you can leave in there. I drained mine, but I just put it all in there together. Okay, and I'm gonna check our beef dices, which should be more than done. There is extra water in there, and so I'm going to go ahead and drain that water. Just a little bit left. You always want to try and cook with the extra water, but in this particular recipe, I need to make sure that there's not a whole lot of extra. Okay, so we've got our beef dices that are nice and tender. Those are amazing. Those are so good. We're gonna put a little bit of seasoning in them. We have a Chef's Choice seasoning blend. which is an all-purpose seasoning, which is awesome. So we're gonna put some on here. You're gonna have one heck of a dinner. So send your kid with something like this, or camping in general, for yourself or your family, instead of so many different other things like hot dogs and Fritos or chili or something, and those all have their place, but look how amazing this is. This is awesome. So, so good. Okay, so now we're gonna just take a can of cream of mushroom soup. We're not gonna use it all, but use that same spoon. Get a big piece of tin foil. We're just gonna put a little bit on the bottom. Kind of spread it around a little bit. Just so it doesn't get burned. There's a little bit of a barrier there. Okay. Alright, I might not even use all this in one. I'm gonna make a couple in case there's maybe a kid that doesn't have some food. Okay. Okay, that's probably plenty. I don't know, but does that look like enough? You like that? Add another cauliflower piece on this side. Okay, we're gonna put just a little bit of more cream of mushroom soup on there. And as he heats it up, this will just meld in with everything. And it'll be awesome. Okay, so now here. I'm going to go ahead and fold it again like that. So I'm going to make sure you fold that in thirds. And then roll up the edges like so. Okay. And now you can set that right on those logs, warm it up, and he's done. There's your tinfoil dinner.